The Zastava M48 is a post-World War II Yugoslavian version of the German Karabiner 98K designed by Mauser and a Belgian-designed M24 series. History. After World War II, the Yugoslavs took this design and incorporated minor modifications. Although very similar in general appearance to that of the German rifle, many of the parts of these two rifles are not interchangeable, especially the bolt and related action parts. M48s are usually distinguished from the 98K by the top handguard, which extends behind the rear sight and ends just in front of the receiver ring. Although this feature exists on other models as well, the M48 was designed with a stock similar to the 98K, but it has a shorter intermediate length action and receiver, as does the similar M24 series Mauser. The M24 series Mausers were built from pre-war Yugoslav Model 24 Mausers and then refurbished with newer Belgian parts, and usually have straight bolts, while the M48s have curved bolts. Most M48 stocks are made from thicker Elmer beechwood and have a thick stainless steel butt plate at the rear of the stock. The M24-47 stocks are mostly made of thinner walnut or beechwood and do not have a milled stainless steel cupped butt plate. The M48 was also designed to remove the follower from stopping the bolt from closing when the magazine is empty. M48s are regarded as a military surplus firearm and can be collected in the USA, Canada and Australia at a generally cheap price due to the plentiful numbers recently imported from Europe, most of which had never been used in combat use. Most M48s were put into government storage shortly after they were manufactured. Most M48s that are encountered in the United States and Australia today show only slight wear, usually from storage. Many rifles are sold with accessories, including bayonet scabbard, leather bayonet frog, ammo pouches, cleaning rod, and field cleaning kit. The rifles are normally sold coated in the protective grease cosmoline, which needs to be cleaned out before the rifle is fired. The condition is frequently excellent due to a Yugoslavian maintenance program that cleaned and inspected the stored rifles in rotation every 5 years until the nation's breaking up. As such, the M48 only saw limited use in the Yugoslav wars. Often the M48 was used as the basis for a sniper rifle, drilled and tapped for the ZRAK 4x32 telescopic sight and mounts. However, other than an experimental batch of approximately 4,000 rifles, no official M48 sniper rifle was ever fielded by the Yugoslav army. Syria also purchased M48 Boss from Yugoslavia. Variants. There are three main versions of the M48. M48 1948 to 1952 to the initial version of the M48 with full crest and all machined steel parts. M48A 1952 to 1956 inclusion of stamp parts. The M48A used sheet metal stampings for the magazine floor plate. These changes sped production while lowering cost. The critical bolt and receiver, which contain the pressure of the burning propellant within the cartridge case, retained the same material requirements and design tolerances in the A and B variations. M48B 1956 to 1965 additional sheet metal stampings incorporated. The most critical factor to understand about this model is that it continued to be stamped on the receiver ring M48A. There was no change in markings. The specific changes in parts is unverified but includes stamped barrel and H-bands and the magazine spring follower. The most significant change and external appearance whereby the M48B may be identified is the trigger guard, whereas previously, the trigger guard magwell were machined from a solid billet of steel. It was changed to an assembly fabricated from stamp parts. The new trigger guard has a rib running around the exterior of both sides, while the exact number of changes made to this model have not been specified. The impact on production in 1956 were extensive and drastically reduced the number produced that year. There was a specific reason for this. From 1956 on, all M48 production was intended solely for export. M48BO 1956 to 1965. The O stands for Bezoznaki and translates roughly as unmarked or without markings. These were identical to and manufactured concurrent with the crested M48B but were not stamped with any national manufacturer's markings. M48-63 Zastava Arms manufactured the M48-63 sporting rifle, which is a short-barreled variant of the model 1948 rifle. The production stopped as of 2013.